رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي ربي زدني علما. Af'al are divided into two categories. First type is sound verbs, that is al-af'al as-sahiha. Okay, and the second one is al-af'al al-mu'tal, weak verbs. And we've been talking about this, right? There are two types of fi'l, af'al, the sound verbs and weak verbs. And today we are going to learn about the sound verbs. And sound verbs are further divided into regular sound verbs and irregular sound verbs. And what are the regular sound verbs? The words which we learned in our previous lessons, like fa'ala yaf'alu, daraba yadribu, sami'a yasma'u, karuma yakrumu, right? All those words which we learned in our previous lessons, they belong to the regular sound verbs. And today we are going to learn about irregular sound verbs, and they are further divided into mahmoos and muda'af. Okay, so irregular sound verbs are divided into mahmoos and muda'af. And today's topic, lesson 17, is about the uh, irregular sound verb muda'af, that is the double lettered verbs. For example, madda yamuddu or habba yahibbu. We are going to learn in detail about irregular sound verb muda'af. So the irregular sound verb muda'af, madda yamuddu, inshallah. Double lettered verb or al-fi'l al-muda'af. The meaning muda'af is duplication or multiply. And muda'af means to multiply instead of having three root letters, like we generally have three root letters, fa, ain, and lam, right? That are different from each other, like nasara, daraba, sami'a. This lesson 17, the double lettered verbs, here the two letters are repeated, like madda, right? What are the actual letters in madda? Mim, dal, and dal. And in shakka, what are the root letters? Sheen, kaf, and kaf. So muda'af is when the second and the third root letters are the same, like madda. Mim is the first letter, fa letter, and dal, ain and the lam letter are same. So when the second and the third root letters got multiplied, that is called as muda'af. The root letters for shakka are sheen, kaf, and kaf, right? We will not say it as shakaka or madada for madda. Instead, we are going to say shakka or madda, right? You have the same root letter occurring twice. The fa letter is different, but the lam and the ain letters are the same. It's double. So when the second and the third root letters are the same, it doesn't mean that there are two or there are only root letters, but it has three root letters. Okay. So whenever you see that the second and the third root letters are the same, it doesn't mean that there are only two root letters. It still has three root letters. And the second and the third root letters, ain and lam, they are same. And muda'af is either a three-letter word or a four-letter word. But in this topic, we are going to learn about three-letter verbs. Examples are madda yamuddu, shakka yashukku, and sometimes you have haqqa yahiqqu or wadda yawaddu. Did you notice that the mudari here, this has a dhamma, madda yamuddu. And haqqa, the mudari is having yahiqqu, a kasra. And wadda, here the mudari is having a fatha, yawaddu. Why is it so? Because we have the different bab, right? If it belongs to bab nasara yansuru, right? The mudari, the middle letter is having a dhamma, right? So the examples for those type of words which belong to bab nasara will have a dhamma, like nasara darara, and the mudari is yadruru. Okay, but in Arabic, if there are two letters together, then it will have a shadda. So we have darra yadurru. That's why you have a dhamma here. And if it belongs to bab daraba yadribu, like for example, farara yafriru, right? So it becomes farra yafirru. So you might think that why this is having a dhamma, like darra yadurru. And why is it farra yafirru? Because this belongs to bab daraba yadribu. It should have been farara yafriru. Instead, it becomes farra yafirru. And if it belongs to bab sami'a yasma'u, for example, masisa yamsasu, it becomes massa yamassu. Did you understand now why the mudare is having a dhamma or a kasra or a fatha? This is because if it belongs to bab nasara yansuru, it becomes darra yadurru. If it belongs to bab daraba yadribu, it becomes farra yafirru. If it belongs to bab sami'a yasma'u, it becomes massa yamassu. Let's take bab nasara yansuru, the madi chart, and I'm taking madda. Madda is to extend. Okay. So this will have the similar chart like how we have the fi'l madi chart, like nasara, nasara, nasaru, nasarat, nasarata, nasarna, right? Madda, madda, maddu. He extended, they both extended, they all extended. Maddat, maddata, madadna. So now for fa'alna or nasarna, right? So it is when you go to the third person feminine plural hunna, it should have been fa'alna or nasarna. You're supposed to have a sukun, right? Fa'alna. But if you take madda, you already have a shadda. But in Arabic, a shadda and a sukun, they cannot go together. So you cannot say maddadna. This is not possible. Okay. So when you get to the part when you need a sukoon and you already have a shadda, you're forced to separate those two letters. So instead of maddadna, you're gonna separate those two letters and you will say madadna. Fa'alna becomes madadna. Shakka becomes shakakna. This was about fa'alna. Now, second person masculine anta, antuma, antum, like nasarta, nasartuma, nasartum, it's going to be the same. Madadta, madadtuma, madadtum. The dal is separated here. Anta madadta, antuma madadtuma, antum madadtum. Anti madadti, antuma madadtuma, antunna madadtunna. Ana madadtu, nahnu madadna. I extended, we both extended. Okay, so this is the Madi chart. Madda, Madda, Maddu, Maddat, Maddata, Madadna, Madatta, Madattuma, Madattum, Madatti, Madattuma, Madattunna, Madattu, Madadna, Madadna. Or a present or future tense would be Madda Yamuddu because it belongs to the verb Nasara Yansuru. Okay, Madada Yamdudu would become Madda Yamuddu. Chart is Yansuru, Yansurani, Yansuruna. Tansuru, Tansurani, Yansurna. Right? So we are going to follow the similar pattern. The only thing is in Hunna, instead of Yansurna, we are going to split the dal and make it as Yamdudna. Since it belongs to Bab Yansuru, Nasara Yansuru, that's why we have Yamdudna here. Okay? So Yansurna would become Yamdudna or Yashukku becomes Yashkukna. The two got separated. And why do you have to separate the two dals or kafs? Because Yansurna needs a sukun. So you have to have a sukun. You got to separate the letters. So you cannot say Yashukna. I mean, you cannot even pronounce it, right? Because the shadda and the sukun don't go together in Arabic. So for third person feminine plural hunna, yashkukna or yamdudna, the two dals or kafs got separated because you cannot have a shadda and sukun together. So yamsurna becomes yamdudna. Let's make the mudari chart. Yamuddu, yamuddani, yamudduna. He extends, they both extend or they all extend. Tamuddu, tamuddani, yamdudna. So yamdudna is actually yansurna. So you cannot have a shadda and a sukun together in Arabic. So we separate the two dals and it becomes yamdudna. And second person is anta tamuddu, antuma tamuddani, antum tamudduna. Anti tamuddina, antuma tamuddani, antunna tamdudna. أنا أمد, نحن نمد. So lesson 17, double lettered verbs, al-fi'l, al-muda'af, and in this form the second and third consonants are the same. The following is the Madi table format. So we have already done the Madda chart, and the examples are أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وهو الذي مد الأرض, and it is he who has spread out the earth. So what do you think is the muda'af or double-legged verb in this ayah? Mad, madda. Good, right? So this is huwa madda, right? So it is he who has spread out the earth. Okay. Inni vanantu anni mulaqin hisabiya. I believe that my account will reach me. So which is the double-legged verb in this ayah? It vanantu. This is from dhanna yadhunnu. Okay. So this is from dhanna yadhunnu. So here two noons are separated here. Vanna, right? So vanantu is, what is it? Is it huwa, huma, anta, ana? What is it? Ana, right? It's a vanantu, right? Like madadtu. I believe that my account will reach me. I'm taking the second person Mubarak, Tashukku. Okay, Shakka, Yashukku. The first step is to drop the Alamat Mubarak Ta. So I'm dropping the Ta, it becomes Shukku. What is the next step? To make it Majzu or to give it Sukun. So if I give it Sukun to this, it becomes something like Shuk. I mean, you cannot even pronounce it, which is not possible. You have a Shadda and a Sukun. And in Arabic, Shadda and Sukun don't go together, right? So you cannot say Shuk or something. So here, when you have these together, you have to separate them. For Nasara Yansuru would be Unsur, right? So we are going to follow the same pattern. So Unsur, it becomes Ushkuk or Umdud if it was Madda Yamuddu. Okay, so this used to be Tashukku, right? But when I get rid of the Ta, the letter Sheen has a Dhamma. But when I separated the letters, I moved the sukun over ushkuk. Okay, like unsur. So you're not going to have a shadda. Instead of ushkuk, you're going to say ushkuk. So in this case, they have three commands. Okay, so these are irregular commands for the second person masculine singular anta. Would be shukku for bab nasa yansuru, or shukka, or shukki. Okay, there are three commands for anta. It could be shukku or shukka or shukki. And for the regular command unsur, we are going to follow the unsur pattern. It becomes ushkuk. So there are totally four commands for anta. So let's take the second person mudare. Tamuddu, tamuddani, tamudduna, tamuddina, tamuddani, tamdudna. So here we have four different amr for, could be shukku or shukka or shukki or ushkuk. And most of the time you're going to find like one of them from the Quran. I mean, it's rare. It's not always you're going to find all these types of commands in the Quran. But I'm giving you the possibilities, like what are the different possibilities of commands you can have for these irregular double-lettered words. And the dual would be shukka, only one. And the plural, antum, is shukku. Anti is shukki. Antuma, shukka. Antunna, ushkukna. I'll repeat again. Anta, shukku, shukka, shukki, or ushkuk. Dual antuma is shukka. Antum is shukku. Anti, shukki. Antuma, shukka. Antunna, ushkukna. And we have muddu, mudda, muddi, or umdud. Antuma, mudda, antum, muddu. Anti, muddi, antuma, mudda, antunna, umdudna. And the examples are أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ثم صبوا فوق رأسه. So what do you think is the double-lettered verb in this? فعل مضاعف. Subbu. Is it you all pour over his head? Subbu. Okay, this is from Sabba, Yasubbu. This is Antum, Subbu. This is command. What type of command is you're going to take the taf'alu, taf'alani, taf'aluna, تفعلين تفعلان تفعلنا, it becomes افعل افعلا افعلوا افعلي افعلا افعلنا. So in this pattern we have umdud, umduda, umdudu, umdudi, umduda, umdudna. And the example for those type of command are famnun aw amsik bighayri hisab. So what do you think is the command which follows the pattern of umdud or ushkuk? Famnun. It's umnun. Mashallah, mashallah, very good. It's manna yamunnu. Okay, that is the madi and mudhari. So it's umnun and famnun because this is so grant or withhold without account. So famnun is actually umnun. This is fi'l amr. Waghdud min sawtik, which is the double-lettered word, fi'l mudha'af. Okay, what is the madi and mudhari for this? Very good. Wadda yaghuddu, it's ughdud. Okay, and here waghdud min sawtik, and lower of your voice. فاقصص القصص لعلهم يتفكرون. فاقصص, right? So this is قص يقص, اقصص, right? So relate the story so that they may reflect, right? قصص الأنبياء, you know, قصص is to narrate, right? So اقصص is to narrate or relate the story. Prohibition or nahi. How do you make the prohibition? In this case, we have tashukku. So you take the prohibition la tashukka. So there are three possibilities. Like how we had the command shukku, shukka, shukki. Same way we have la tashukku, la tashukka, la tashukki, and la ushkuk. Okay, same command. You just have to put the la for that. And the examples for that are La tamunnu alayya. Do not consider a favor on me. So which is the double-lettered word? Al-fi'l and mudha'af in this ayah and nahi. La tamunnu. Okay, what was it before? What is happening here because of la of prohibition? Very good. MashaAllah, the noon is dropped. What was it before? MashaAllah. It was tamunnuna, right? Yamuddu, yamuddani, yamudduna. Tamuddu, tamuddani, yamdudna. Tamuddu, tamuddani, tamudduna. So this is second person masculine plural, antum, right? So it was tamunnuna. And we all know that the law of prohibition, it makes the mudari majzoom by dropping the noons. Do not consider a favor on me. Next is daraba yadribu, right? So here the mudari, the middle letter is having a kasra. So I'm taking these type of examples which belong to bab daraba yadribu. And they are farra, farra, farru. The madi would be same, no change to the madi. Farrat, farrata, fararna. Fararta, farartuma, farartum, fararti, farartuma, farartunna, farartu, fararna. But the mudare, it's going to be yadribu pattern. So you're going to have the kasra, yafirru. In the previous example, it was nasara yansuru, madda yamuddu. So this is farra yafirru because it belongs to baraba yadribu. So we have yafirru, yafirrani, yafirruna, tafirru, tafirrani, yafrirna. Right? There we had yamdudna because it was nasara yansuru. So this is baraba yadribu bab. So it's yafrirna. The ra is having a kasra. Tafirru, tafirrani, tafirruna. Tafirrina, tafirrani, tafrirna. Afirru, nafirru. For example, is azza, to be precious. Azza, he was precious. Azza, azzu. Azzat, azzata, azazna. Anta azazta, antuma azaztuma, antum azaztum. Anti azazti, antuma azaztuma, antunna azaztunna. Ana azaztu, nahnu azazna. But the mudari is going to be azza ya'izzu because it belongs to that daraba yadribu. So it becomes ya'izzu, he is precious or he will be precious. Ya'izzani, يعزون. تعز, تعزان, يعززن. Why is it يعززن? Because it belongs to Bab. Which one? Yeah. So in Madda Yamuddu it was Yamdudna. So it's gonna be Ya'zizna. Ta'izzu, Ta'izzani, Ta'izzuna. Ta'izzina, Ta'izzani, Ta'zizna. A'izzu, Na'izzu. So here we have the different commands. Izza or Izzi or I'ziz. There are three different commands here. For Madda we had four, right? Here we have Izza, Izzi or I'ziz. And don't worry about these commands. Only few have come occurred in the Quran. You don't have to worry. I'm just giving you the possibilities of the commands which can come in this bab. Okay? And Antuma Izza, Antum Izzu, Anti Izzi, Antuma Izza, and Antuna I'zizna. It's gonna be I'zizna. Okay? There it was Umdudna. Here it's I'zizna because it's Barada Yadribu Bab. Let's take examples. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله. فَفِرُّوا إِلَى اللَّهِ, which is the double-headed word command. Firru, very Antum, right? Second person masculine plural. This is from farra yafirru. It becomes firru. Okay? And fa firru. Fa is istanafiya. Fa'al istanafiya. The second type of amar is taf'alu, taf'alani, taf'aluna. You make it if'al, if'ala, if'alu. If'ali, if'ala, if'alna. Right? So we have i'ziz, i'ziza, i'zizu, i'zizi, i'ziza, i'zizna. Now next bab is Sami'a Yasma'u. And what is happening in this Mudare? The middle letter is having a fatha. Massa Yamassu. Okay? Since it belongs to bab Sami'a Yasma'u, we have Massa Yamassu. The Mudare is having a fatha. So we have the same Madi chart. Massa, Massa, Massu, Massat, Massata, Masisna. Masista, masistuma, masistum. Why is it masisna? Why not masasna? Like in Madda Yamuddu, it was madadna. Why is it masisna here? Why there is a kasra? Any? MashaAllah, tabarakallah. Very good, sister. So that's why we have masisna. Okay? Masista, masistuma, masistum. Masisti, masistuma, masistunna. Masistu, masisna. And in the mudare, sami'a yasma'u, it's gonna be yamassu. Yamsasu becomes yamassu. So we have yamassu, yamassani, yamassuna. Tamassu, tamassani, yamsasna. Tamassu, tamassani, tamassuna. Tamassina, tamassani, tamsasna. Amassu, namassu. And another example is samma, yasammu. Samma, samma, sammu. Sammat, sammata, samamna. Samamta, samamtuma, samamtum. Samamti, samamtuma, samamtunna. Samamtu, samamna, samamna. And we have yasammu, yasammani, yasammuna. Tasammu, tasammani, yasmamna. Tasammu, tasammani, tasammuna. Tasammina, tasammani, tasmamna. Asammu, nasammu. And the amr is samma or sammi or ismam. Samma and sammu. Sammi, samma, ismamna. And the example for this is fakuli washrabi wa qarri aina. So which is the double-lettered word? Qarri. So eat and drink and cool your eyes. So qarri is fi'al amr and this is second person feminine singular. Like sammi, it's gonna be qarri with a ya. And the regular fi'l amr chart, it's gonna follow if'al, if'ala, if'alu pattern. It becomes ismam, ismama, ismamu, ismami, ismama, ismamna. This is the Quranic examples from book A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Annahum dhannu kama dhanantum. And they thought just like you thought. Right. Dhannu is hum dhannu. And vanantum. What is vanantum? Antum vanantum. Vannu is whom. So they thought. Okay. Vanantum, just like you thought. So kadhalika haqqat kalimatu rabbik. Like that, the word of your Lord is proved true, which is the double-lettered verb al-fi'l al-mudha'af. Haqqat. Is it huwa, huma, hum? What is it? Hiya haqqat. Like maddat, it's haqqat. Okay, and why hiya, the feminine word, is used here? MashaAllah, tabarakallah. Very good, sister. Masha. That's why haqqat is used. وَخَرَّ Musa sa'iqa. And Musa fell down unconscious. So which is the word? Kharra. Like madda. Huwa kharra. لَقَدْ مَنَّ اللَّهُ عَلَى الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Indeed, Allah did a great favor for the believers. Which is the word? Manna, right? Manna yamunnu. More examples. ثُمَّ رَدَدْنَاهُ أَسْفَلَ سَافِلِينَ. So here, which is the word? Radadna, right? So this is first person plural, right? Radadna. Like madadna, it becomes radadna. Then we return him to the lowest of the low. What is asfala safil? What is this? Where did we learn this? Yes, yes, good. إن الصفا والمروة من شعائر الله فمن حج البيت أو اعتمر فلا جناح عليه. So which is the word? Hajja, right? So whoever performs Hajj of the house, Hajj al-Bayt, كذب الرسل فحق وعيد, which is the word? Haqqa, right? And all denied the messengers, so my threat was fulfilled. Haqqa. The following is the Mudari table format ending with a Dhamma, Fatha or a Sukun. And we all know what makes the Mudari Majzoom and Mansoob. Huruf Jazima makes the Mudari Majzoom, that is, gives the Sukun. And Huruf Nasiba are Li, Kai, Likai, Likaila, An, Lian, Allah, Hatta, and Lan. MashaAllah. So those are the Huruf Nasiba and Jazima. So here, Yamuddu is the Maruf, the normal form, right? Or Tamuddu or Tamuddina. And what would be the Mansoob form? If you have Lan is the Huruf Nasiba, it makes the Mudari Mansoob. So for these irregular verbs, Yamuddu becomes simply Yamudda. And Tamuddu becomes Lan Tamudda. Tamuddina, the noon drops for these type of verbs, so it becomes Lan Tamuddi. Amuddu becomes Lan Amudda. And for huruf jazima, two letters next to each other, right? So you have a shadda. But when it becomes a jazima, then the two dals get separated. So it becomes lam yamdud. Yamuddu becomes lam yamdud. Tamuddu becomes lam tamdud. Tamuddina becomes lam tamdudi. Okay, tamdudi. The noon drops, becomes tamuddina, becomes lam tamdudi. Amuddu becomes lam amdud. Okay, so this is the nasiba and jazima. So let's take examples of verbs ending with a dhamma. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يود أحدهم لو يعمر ألف سنة. Each of them wishes he is given a life of 1000 years, which is the double-lettered verb الفعل المضاعف ود يود. Okay. عمر يعمر. No, this looks like that, but we are concerned about the ain and the lam kalima. These two must be same, like madda, shakka, wadda, kharra, right? وَيَخِرُّونَ لِلْأَذْقَانِ, and they fall down on their faces. So which is the double-lettered verb example in this ayah? يَخِرُّونَ. So what is the madi? Kharra yakhir. So now you understand, right? Now, if you would have just looked at the book, you would have thought madda yamuddu. Oh, why is it yakhiruna? Why not yakhuruna? That would have come to your mind, right? But now I have explained you, since this belongs to bab baraba yadribu, that's why it's kharra yakhiru and not yakhurru. Okay? And they all fall down on their faces. So لا يحض على طعام المسكين. And he does not encourage on the feeding of the poor. So which is the word? يحض, right? So what is the madi for this? Very good. Hadda yahuddu. This is like nasara yansuru. Right? Yahuddu is huwa. Am yadussuhu fit turab. Or bury it in the dust. Dassa yadussu, to bury. نقص عليك نبأهم بالحق. Which is the word? Naqus. What is the madi? Qassa. And what bab it belongs to? Very good. Did you understand now? We narrate to you, and naqussu is what? Huwa, huma, hum. What is it? Nahnu. We narrate to you. Yeah. And to you their story in truth. Let's take the examples of verbs ending with a fatha. عَسَى اللَّهُ أَن يَكُفَّ بَأْسَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا. It may be that Allah will restrain the fury of the unbelievers. Which kuffa. Yakuffu, right? What is the madi for this? Very good. Why is it yakuffa here? Very good. What is that? Very good. What is the job of huruf nasiba? It makes the mudare mansoob. So yakuffu, it becomes yakuffa. Now let's take the examples of verbs ending with a sukoon. Lam yamsashum su'un. No harm ever touched them. This is massa yamassu, right? And no harm ever touched them. Okay, this is from Sami'a Yasma'u. So this was actually Masisa Yamsasu. Why is it Yamsashum? What is making the Mudari Majzoom here? Yamsashum. Lam. Lam is huruf jazima, which makes the Mudari Majzoom. Okay, so the next example is فَلْيَمْدُدْ بِسَبَبٍ إِلَى السَّمَاءِ. Let him stretch out a rope to the ceiling. So now do becomes yamdud. Okay, because of the huruf jazima fal. إِن تُطِيعُوا الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا يَرُدُّوكُمْ عَلَى أَعْقَابِكُمْ. If you follow the unbelievers, they drive you back on your heels. Because of the conditional article in, it makes multiple mudari majzoom, right? So it makes this mudari majzoom tuti'una, but we are looking for the double-lettered verb al-fi'l al-mudha'af. So because of that, yarudduna becomes yaruddu because of the conditional article in. The amr in the textbook they just have given muddu and umdud, but I have given you possibilities of anta, the amr. It's muddu, mudda, muddi, or umdud. Okay, but they have rarely occurred in the Quran. Most of the time it's muddu or umdud. Okay, so we have amr is muddu or umdud, and for nahi it's gonna be la tamdud, and for feminine it's gonna be muddi or umdudi, and nahi is la tamuddi. Okay, take examples of fi'l amr. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Washdud ala qulubihim. Now tell me which is the amr example. Ushdud. Very good. What is the madi and mudari for this? Very good. MashaAllah. Shadda yashuddu. This is the madi and mudari. Ushdud is the amr. And harden their hearts. Waghdud min sawtik. We already took this example. And lower your voice. Which is the word? Ghadda yaghuddu, it becomes ughdu. And we have wadhum ilayka janahak. Draw your hand close to your side. Wadhum, right? Dhamma yadummu, it becomes udmu. Now let's take the examples of nahi, prohibition verbs. We have wala tamuddanna aynayka. Strain not your eyes. Is actually Madda Yamuddu, right? So this should have been La Tamdud, okay? But we have the noon of emphasis. When you have the noon of emphasis, the previous letter needs to have a fatha. Remember, we learned about this in our previous lesson. This is third person feminine singular. Because ainaika, the body parts which are in pairs are considered as feminine. That's why a feminine word is used. So tamuddi. So this is actually tamuddu. This is here, tamuddu. La, if you just have the la, tamuddu becomes tamdud, right? But plus you have the noon of emphasis with this. So it becomes la tamuddanna. Right? To join it to this, the dal will have a fatha and a shadda too. La tamuddanna. This is emphasized prohibition. تغرنكم الحياة الدنيا. Let not this present life deceive you. Noon of emphasis is there, so it becomes la taghurranna. Okay, and let not this present life deceive you. And this is not the simple prohibition, this is the emphasized prohibition with the noon of emphasis in it. And here, taghurra is again gharra, yaghurru. Why is this feminine here? Taghurru. Why feminine? The word hayat is feminine. Dunya is also feminine, right? So that's why taghurru was used. Wala tamnun tastakfir. Do not expect in giving any increase for yourself. Manna yamunnu. Definition is wala tamnun. Manna yamunnu, right? So, and tamunnu was there. Wala tamnun. Prohibition. We'll stop here and in the next class we'll continue. And we can continue next class. So let's take the example of muddu, right? Antum, second person masculine plural. We have idha askhantumuhum fashuddul wasa. When you have subdued them, then bind firmly the bond. Shuddu is like muddu, right? This is the example for that. Tabbat yada abi lahabin wa tabb. Tabba, perish. Tabbat. What is this? This is here. Right? Third person singular. Tabbat. وَمَا أُرِيدُ أَنْ أَشُقَّ عَلَيْكَ سَتَجِدُنِي. Now tell me, ashukka. Why is it ashukka? Very good, mashallah. Shakka yashukku, right? And this was first person ashukku. This because of an it became ashukka. So subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun.